to have you aboard this morning as we get set up to discuss that Game 6 victory for the Edmonton Oilers last night that ultimately leads us back to Florida for game number 7, which, well, when we talk about cup or bust, when we talk about being in last place tied with the San Jose Sharks way back in November, and now all of a sudden here we are as Edmonton Oilers fans sitting one win away from the Stanley Cup, one loss away from losing the Stanley Cup. It all seems all too crazy at this point. The fact that the cup or bust mantra is really going to come down to the final game of the year for the Edmonton Oilers. It's just one of those things that, I mean, this year's been wild. I don't think you've ever been able to predict anything throughout the course of this season. But as we sit here now in late June, we're into the summertime now, and to think that, yes, indeed, the Edmonton Oilers truly are playing for the Cup on Monday. That's the other side here, too. We've been playing for the Cup. It's obviously the Cup final, but this is our first chance to clinch here in Game 7, and we fought all the way back from 3-0 down. We've fought all the way back from last place in the NHL. We've done everything that could possibly be asked of this team throughout the season, and now we're going to ask the ultimate question: can you just win us one game? That's all they need to do now. The Edmonton Oilers, after doing it all season long, finding ways after 3 game losing streaks to come roaring back and win big time numbers in a row, they just need one more. So that's where we're looking at things as an Edmonton Oilers fan base today. Is as I've got the Oilers fanatic and Dolynny TV shirt on. Just as an Oilers fan base, we're just asking for simply one more victory here, and then that will do it for the Cup or Bust season that Connor McDavid declared over a year ago following the loss against the Vegas Golden Knights. It's nuts to think, but I am so excited, so nervous, so just trying to soak it all in because it's truly unbelievable that the Edmonton Oilers really time in, time out, have been able to pull this season together, pull it from the depths of despair, pull it from every angle that didn't look good, and now the Cup or Bust truly comes down to a Game 7 in Florida on Monday night to try and win the Cup. That is just, it's something, man. That's all I can really say. It just seems to be crazy to me that this truly is going to come down to the absolutely last final game of the NHL calendar in the year 23-24 season. Because, yeah, the Edmonton Oilers, what they've done this year, what they possibly can do by winning Game 7 is just so remarkable, so unbelievable. And as an Edmonton Oilers fan, something I've been hoping for, something I cried myself to sleep hoping for following the Game 7 loss against the Carolina Hurricanes in 2006. My goodness, to be able to do it and celebrate that 18 years later in what is shaping up to be an absolutely amazing summer here in Alberta. I cannot wait, right? I think, too, something I have to say, I don't know, I'm fully kind of ditched out of downtown Edmonton a little early last night. Just it wasn't quite a perfect situation in terms of the old back staying alive there in the Molson Hockey House last night. I guess don't work, don't drive, and then don't try to stand there for a full game if you're trying to sit back and enjoy a hockey game, Tice. That'd be good advice to me next time. But I didn't see exactly what the scenes were downtown, but I know from where we watched the rest of the game, the scenes were absolutely unreal, so I can only imagine. But I think truly what's going to have to happen here in the Game 7 going into Canada Day long weekend is the City Council of Edmonton's going to have to shut down the city for an entire week because it is going to be a non-stop party. Come on, you got to be kidding me, right? You've got from start to finish the Oilers hopefully win Game 7 on Monday. The Oilers then either have their parade Wednesday, Thursday, hopefully somewhere in there. Well, okay, now you've got a full day of partying on Tuesday, I'm sure. Parades on Wednesday, Thursday, drafts Friday, Saturday, I believe. Well, now all of a sudden you're into Canada Day long weekend, which is just a party as well. So, friends, for those of you that live in Edmonton, for those of you that spend your time here a lot, you are in for an absolute doozy of a week coming up after everything is settled in Game 7. Hopefully, our boys come away with the cup, and away we go with winning the ultimate prize in 2024 and absolutely partying it for an entire week. That's hey, you can't line this up any better, right? I think if you ask, oh, why is the NHL calendar so long this year? Hey, just so happens the Canada Day long weekend's right there, and we get a party for an entire week, and I like that little storyline to it. But yeah, the Edmonton Oilers cup or bust comes down to the Edmonton Oilers playing Game 7, the final game of the NHL calendar, the Stanley Cup Finals, in Florida Monday night as they try to really, at the end of the day, finish this thing off with the most positive result you possibly can. So let me just see if I can bring up the chat here, friends. Toast, welcome aboard. Max, welcome in as well, talking about the Cinderella fairy tale of the season. The Wake's also talking about, Kiev talking about the '06 Cup run, which means obviously being 13 and '06 with 13 at the time. I never thought we'd get back here. Well, yeah, isn't that the truth, right? It's been an absolute insane journey back. The NHL's added 2 teams since then, and now all of a sudden we have ourselves a chance to go out there and win the Stanley Cup in 2024. It feels surreal. It feels unbelievable. It's a fairy tale Cinderella story, whatever you want to say. But the fact that Connor McDavid sat on the podium after the loss against Vegas last year and said, "Hey, you know what? Next year it is cup or bust, isn't it?" And there's a video on Dolynny TV you can sit here and find where I asked, "Can we actually believe them?" Because I didn't think we could, right? It's one thing to talk tough, but you have to back it up. And then all of a sudden, a month into the season, you look like you are going to finish in 32nd place the way you're playing. And then all of a sudden, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous in the sense that now we're going to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. You just can't count these guys out this season. Tom, 34 years in the making for another Stanley Cup. That's, hey, right, since 1990. And the Oilers have a chance to bring it back home to Canada for the first time in 31 years. I'm looking forward to it, friends. We'll see. We'll see what happens in Game 7. As Alan's asking how well Chris Knobloch's done for the team. Well, he's done a pretty good job, and now it comes down to making sure he delivers those big time win streaks one last time before going into a Stanley Cup championship. So we just have one game to win, friends. That's all it comes down to. Game 7 on Monday against the Florida Panthers. Stay tuned. We'll have coverage throughout the weekend. But for right now, I'm going to go grab a coffee. I'm going to go find breakfast, and we're going to get home here after a wild night in Edmonton. We'll talk to you soon.